Imagine getting a message straight from God. What you saying? Now picture yourself in ancient Israel, a land filled with prophets, kings, and divine interventions. The air is thick with the scent of olive trees and the distant hum of bustling marketplaces. You are a prophet, chosen by God to deliver his messages to the people. Your heart pounds with the weight of divine responsibility. You know that every word you speak carries the authority of the Almighty. But what happens when a simple command from God leads to a life and death situation and then ending up as lion chow? Curious? Let's dive in. This story is not just a tale of obedience and disobedience. It's a narrative that challenges our understanding of divine justice and human frailty. It's a story that has puzzled theologians and lay people alike for centuries. So buckle up as we unravel this perplexing account from the Book of 1 Kings. In the Book of 1 Kings, chapter 13, we encounter a prophet who receives a direct command from God. This isn't just any prophet. He is a man chosen to deliver a specific message to King Jeroboam, who has led Israel into idolatry. The prophet's mission is clear: confront the king and deliver God's judgment against the altar he has built for idol worship. The tension is palpable as the prophet approaches the king, knowing that his words could incite the wrath of a powerful ruler. We're hit with a shocking story. The prophet boldly declares God's judgment, and as a sign, the altar splits apart and ashes pour out. King Jeroboam, enraged, stretches out his hand to seize the prophet, but his hand withers, rendering him powerless. The king pleads for mercy, and the prophet prays to God, who restores the king's hand. This miraculous event should have been the end of the story, but it's only the beginning. A prophet receives a clear command from God: do not eat or drink in this place. After delivering his message, the prophet is instructed to leave Bethel and return home without eating or drinking anything. This command seems straightforward, a simple test of obedience. But as we'll see, even the simplest commands can become complicated when human deception enters the picture. Do not eat or drink in this place. The prophet sets out on his journey, determined to obey God's command. He walks through the arid landscape, the sun beating down on him, his throat parched and his stomach growling. Despite his physical discomfort, he remains resolute, knowing that obedience to God is paramount. Seems simple enough, right? But here's where it gets wild. Another prophet, an old man living in Bethel, hears about the young prophet's actions. Intrigued, he sets out to find him. When he does, he invites the young prophet to his home for a meal. The young prophet initially refuses, citing God's command, but the old prophet insists, claiming that an angel of the Lord has told him to bring the young prophet back to his house. But here's where it gets wild. Another prophet deceives him, convincing him to break that command. The young prophet, perhaps weary from his journey and swayed by the old prophet's insistence, agrees to go back with him. This decision, seemingly minor, sets off a chain of events that leads to a tragic end, convincing him to break that command. The young prophet sits at the old prophet's table, eating and drinking, unaware that he is sealing his fate. As they dine, the word of the Lord comes to the old prophet, declaring that because the young prophet has disobeyed God's command, he will not be buried in the tomb of his ancestors. The young prophet's heart must have sunk as he realized the gravity of his mistake. So he eats and drinks. The meal that should have been a moment of fellowship becomes a moment of doom. The young prophet finishes his meal and sets out on his journey once more, but this time he carries the weight of his disobedience with him. Big mistake. As he leaves, a lion suddenly attacks and kills him. But wait, there's a twist. The lion doesn't eat him, it just stands there, guarding the body. This bizarre scene is witnessed by passers-by who report it back to the old prophet. The old prophet retrieves the body and buries it in his own tomb, mourning the young prophet's fate. As he leaves, a lion suddenly attacks and kills him. But wait, there's a twist. The lion doesn't eat him, it just stands there, guarding the body. This strange behavior of the lion adds another layer of mystery to the story. Why didn't the lion devour the prophet? Was it a sign of divine intervention, a message to those who witnessed the event? The lion doesn't eat him. The lion's presence serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of disobedience. It stands as a silent sentinel, a guardian of the prophet's body, a symbol of God's judgment. The people who pass by are left in awe and fear, pondering the meaning of this extraordinary event. It just stands there, guarding the body. The old prophet, filled with remorse, buries the young prophet in his own tomb and instructs his sons to bury him beside the young prophet when he dies. This act of contrition highlights the gravity of the situation and the old prophet's recognition of his role in the young prophet's demise. Creepy, huh? The story leaves us with more questions than answers. Why did the old prophet lie? Was he testing the young prophet's obedience, or was he genuinely deceived? And what about the lion? Was it a mere instrument of God's judgment, or did it symbolize something deeper? These questions linger, inviting us to delve deeper into the text and seek understanding. So, what's the takeaway? Is this God's harsh judgment or a warning for us today? The story of the prophet and the lion is a powerful reminder of the importance of obedience to God's commands. It challenges us to consider the consequences of our actions and the weight of our decisions. It also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of deception and the need for discernment. Is this God's harsh judgment or a warning for us today? The story invites us to reflect on our own lives and the ways in which we respond to God's guidance. Are we quick to obey, or do we allow ourselves to be swayed by the voices of others? Do we seek God's will with sincerity, or do we compromise when faced with challenges? These are questions that each of us must grapple with as we navigate our spiritual journeys. Dive into 1 Kings, the 13th of January 26, and see for yourself. The story of the prophet and the lion is a rich and complex narrative that offers valuable lessons for us today. It encourages us to seek God's wisdom, to remain steadfast in our faith, and to be vigilant against deception. As you read and reflect on this story, may you be inspired to deepen your relationship with God and to walk in obedience to His commands. Like if this story shocked you, the Bible is filled with incredible stories that challenge and inspire us. If this story resonated with you, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Let's spread the word and encourage one another in our faith journeys. Comment. Do you think this was fair? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this story. Do you think the young prophet's fate was just... What lessons do you take away from this account? Share your insights and join the conversation in the comments below. Tag a friend who needs to hear this. This story is too powerful to keep to yourself. Tag a friend who needs to hear this message and start a discussion about the importance of obedience and discernment in our lives. Subscribe for more jaw-dropping Bible stories. Don't miss out on more incredible stories from the Bible. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. Together, let's explore the rich and inspiring narratives of the Scriptures.